Hey everybody, it's Marco and welcome to another pencil mark video. Today I was browsing through Logic Master's DE a bit to try to find another puzzle to do for the video. I was just looking through nicest puzzles, the ones that people rate highly, and wanted to do one that was preferably not a Sudoku because I am not great at Sudoku. And I found this one, which I thought was pretty interesting. It's by CJK, who's a very good German solver. And it was made for Easter 2021. It's a fillomino-yajilin-tapa, where we originally start with a fillomino, but it's got two Easter eggs hidden in it in the form of a yajilin and a tapa. Right now, there is no clues in either of those, but they're supposed to fill out as soon. I mean, the more you solve the yajilin, the more you solve the fillomino and the yajilin, the more clues you start to get over time. Right. So, a quick summary of the rules. Fillomino, yajilin, and tapa, basically standard rules apply. In the fillomino, we divide the grid into different regions where a number indicates the size of that region. You can have no numbers, one number, multiple numbers. If it's multiple numbers, it has to be the same number inside the same region, but you cannot have two regions with the same size bordering each other. For the yajilin, you have to shade some cells so that each number clue points to the number of cells that you can see it points to. And the rest of the cells you can make a simple loop through. Oh yeah, and also no two shaded cells are orthogonally adjacent. For the tapa, we have to make an orthogonally adjacent shaded area where also there's no 2x2 shaded regions, so like an Orikabe wall. And the tapa has the original constraint of these clues, which basically show in the 8 cells around the clue the sizes of each connected region. Usually in tapas you'll see you have the option of seeing multiple numbers in each clue cell, but because of the structure of this puzzle, it'll only be one number in each clue cell. So the way the clues go from one puzzle to another is that there's these arrows in the fillomino where when you get a number on it, you can put that clue into the yajilin grid. So like here's one arrow, and solving the fillomino regularly gives you the one clue. And then you solve the yajilin, the shaded cells you get there. You take the numbers in those positions in the fillomino grid and put them down in the third grid to get the tapa. And that's the basic idea. You get 3 puzzles in one that way. Although I do wonder if it is really just step 1, then step 2, then step 3, because in these kinds of puzzles, a lot of times you'll have to move in between the layers. So for example, a deduction I could see here is that we have to see what the maximum amount of cells is that an arrow can see. So for example, this arrow that's got 3 spaces in front of it, it can only see 2 cells maximum. So this cell would probably be restricted to 1 or 2, so the 7 could not go down. Same thing for this arrow pointing up, it can only go to a maximum of 3, so we can only put a 3 there in the fillomino. So we can use that kind of logic to hop around between different grids. I'm excited to see where this goes, so let's just get started here. There are 3 online solving links here for the fillomino, the yajilin, and the tapa. Oops. So we might as well look at those. These are on penpa. If you want to do the puzzle yourself, now would be the time to pause the video and yeah, go do the puzzle. Right. Hold on. Let's see. I think the penpa mode is missing. Oh, I guess we use the Sudoku numbers here. Right. Okay, sorry about that. Because usually in Fillomino, I'm used to the editor where you can draw walls on. Okay, so here is something that I already sort of mentioned before. This arrow pointing down, it's either a 1 or a 2, and it can't be a 2 anymore because there's a 2 next to it, so this is a 1. Here, we can already put that number in. This is a given 1 arrow, so we can put that into the second grid. This 2 has to go down, this 2 can't go to the left, this 4 needs to go 2 out that way. This 2 has to go down because it can't go right or left. This 2 goes up now. 3 goes here. I need walls here. Where do I get walls? Okay, here's the wall button. No, that's different. I don't want wall. I want edge. Much better, much better. Actually, yeah, here. I should have done this earlier, but I can zoom into the website a bit so it's a little bit more easy to see. There we go. Now we got edges. Let me zoom it a little bit out so I still see my buttons here. Yeah, right now we can just get some basic fillomino numbers in. We can just do edges around all the ones that we can see. This 4 needs to go out here and has to go down. That means this 2 goes down. Now this cell is next to a 1, so it can't be a 1 itself, so it has to connect somewhere else. That's also a 4. This cell here, it could be a 1 or it could be a 3. I can see it being either in the fillomino, but we'll have to see how the actual Yajilin itself goes. If we can actually put 3 there in the Yajilin. But for now, we can still do more stuff in the fillomino. Oops. Everything's looking good so far here. Here's the thing, if we draw an edge here, this 3 takes these 3 cells and then borders another 3, so we cannot draw an edge there. This actually is limited to this region here because of this 3. That gives us a 3 glue going down here in the Yajilin. That seems rather restrictive, actually. For the Yajilin, I think I'll color it in slightly to make it a little bit more easy to see. I'll do the clues in gray, I'll do shaded cells in dark gray, and I'll do unshaded cells in green. Because of these corners here, we can't have shaded cells there, so we actually are, we can fix this one clue. Meaning, line normal. We can actually draw a line segment here. Oh yeah, another thing with this type of corner layout, we can't put a shaded cell in that. So we do have a regular line here. I guess this doesn't really matter, but for the one that's going across here, you can already make some unshaded cells here, because no matter if you shade this cell, or that cell, this one here, it's never shaded, so we can make this green. Same thing with those cells. Now, I guess the thing we can say for the philomeno is that the cell in this arrow is equal or one bigger than this arrow. Does that actually give us anything if we move back to the philomeno here? Well, let's fill it in a little bit more. This 3 cannot go up because it would break this 3. So we are going to the right with this. We have to go down here. This 3 either goes to the left or to the right there. Now this 5 has to take 4 more cells, meaning the 7 would have to go down a little bit. It can't like not take this cell, it can't not take this cell. I think this either grows towards this 7 over here or that 7 over there. Either is still fine right now. I guess we can make our walls here. As we said before, this arrow and this arrow, those can only be a 2 and a 3 maximum respectively. Oh, yeah. Speaking of that, we can make this arrow here. That's a 2 maximum. That cannot be a 3, because if it was, then in the Yajilin grid, we would have shaded cells in these positions, and this one here, right on the corner, that cannot be a shaded cell in Yajilin. So we do actually have an edge like so. This does restrict the 7 even more, but we don't know in what direction that goes yet. So this is either a 2 or 1. I think it can still be either. But yeah, this 2 definitely goes up. I should have seen this before. I was a bit concerned with like the large scale things. I did not see that. And this 3, it can't go up. It has to go here and make this shape. This goes down here. Now what we said earlier, this number here is either equal to this or 1 less than that. So this has to be 2, based on the logic we did in the Yajilin. One thing I see here, this cell over here, it can't be 1, so it has to go out. But it can't connect to the 3, or else we have 2 3 regions connecting to each other. So I think that actually makes the 3 go around like this. This 3 is blocked off here. Whoops. So we have it going like so. in this little region here, we have a connection between these two cells. If that is a 2 and we wall it off, we create another 2, and we can't have that. So it has to connect at least one more, but it can't just be a 3 by itself because it connects to other 3s, so this is a 4 unclued region. Right, let's copy these numbers over to the Yajilin. This was a 3. This was a 2. We actually did say this is a 3 going down, so we can place our shaded cells in that column. We can place a shaded cell here because of the 3 clue and the 2. This 2 clue here. Right, because it's 1 away from the edge, we have... First of all, we can't have something next to the corner, and we can't have 2 shaded cells that are 1 apart from each other if they're on either on the edge or 1 away from the edge. So it's got to be like this. This number down here, we can actually say that this is a max 3. And we can say this is a max 2 now. So how does that affect this? Well, first of all, this is not a 3, because if it was, it would break the 3s here. So yeah, let's draw an edge there. It can still be a 2, it can still be a 1. Both of those are still fine. This 2 can't go down. This 3 here, it can go up to connect to this 3, or it can go down. Both of those are still fine. That is okay being a 1 or a 2. That's okay being a 1 or a 2. Oh, I keep looking for these big deductions, but I don't see the small ones right in front of me. That's a 2 going down, and that's a 3 going up because of this 2 over here. Now this 7 has to go out, making this 3 go up, making the 5 take the maximal area. Now this 7, it can't take this cell, it can't take this cell, so it's got to take 2 more, putting it here and giving it this last 7. 8 needs to get an 8 region, and it can't go up anymore, so it goes down, making this 3 go down, but it can't go down or to the left, so the 3 goes up. Which does give us our 2 other 3 regions down here. That's a 1. The 8 escapes this area through here. That is fine still being a 2 or a 1 where the arrow is. We do also need a 2 or a 1 for both of these arrows. They can't both be 1, because if they are both 1, it creates a 1 region there. We don't have any arrows we can copy, right? Though we do have a bunch of shaded cells. So what we could do is take the numbers in those positions to the top of grid. That is a 2, 3, 1. Where those shaded cells are. And 3 above that one is a 4. Those 2, 3, 2 away from that, and that's a 5, a 3, and a 3. Let's gray these for just to make sure we're seeing them. That's all we get right now. Is there a way we can evaluate them? Let's use actual. Now let's stick with dark gray. 2 clue goes here, of course. That means we can't shade any of these for the 3. We can't shade this because then that would make all this unshaded, so that is an unshaded cell. This is shaded. All these are shaded for the 4. Is there like... Okay, so for example, this 2 here, it cannot be a clue in the tapa because it would be an incorrect clue because it needs to be 3 or more. So in that position, we can unshade the surface here. That is a very roundabout way of doing things, though. I'm not quite sure I like it. Same thing, I guess, one below that, there's a 1, which would be here, and see at least 2. So in that position in the Yajilin, we have to unshade it. That it doesn't really give us anything at all. Oh, I guess for the Yajilin, we do have a forced shaded cell here in this spot because it's surrounded by 3 cells like so. Oops. We don't know what number is going to the tapa from there yet. I guess the thing I do see in the phenomena here is we've got this point here, which can't be 1, goes down, now it can't be 2. It can't be connect to this 3 because that would be a 3 region going up here, so it's gotta go out. Now it is bigger than 3, so it cannot connect to this arrow, which sees at most 3 shaded cells because it's got 6 in front of it, so it goes down here. So this is like its own region. I guess I could see it connecting to the 6. Oh, yeah. Speaking of things I should have seen before, this 3, this clue here, it can only see 4 shaded cells because, I mean, it can only see 2 shaded cells. It has 4 cells available in front of it because this one at the bottom is an arrow. So that 3 goes down here. This isn't a 3, it's not a 2, it's a 1. Edges, that gives us our 4 and our 3 and our 5. This 3 goes down now as well. The 2 goes to the right. This 2 also goes to the right. The 8 needs 2 more in this direction. 1 is at least going down there. And yeah, the 6 cannot connect to any of these arrows, so it definitely does connect to this region over here. That does give us a bunch of numbers here, which we can't quite resolve yet. I'm trying to have a brain blast here. I think no matter what happens, this here is going to be a 3 region, because we've established that both of these arrows can be 1s or 2s. And if, like, let's say this is a 1, this thing needs to go connect to something, so it goes out here and it becomes a 2. But on the other hand, if this is a 2, it can't go down here because it creates this locked region, so it goes over here. Now this thing which we said was a 1 or a 2, it's got to be a 1. Either way, we get this cell here that's cornered, it's surrounded by a 2 and a 1, so it has to expand out to become a 3. Which does give us a 3 arrow down here. Oh, and that one here was a 1. So let's get that too. Yeah, and now we can sort of say for this 3 that's going down here, we have a shaded cell in each of these dominoes. Small deduction here is that the shaded cells are either going to be, like, one's going to be here or here, and one's going to be here or here. So, whoops. So these lines have got to go up here. Oh yeah, we can also make an edge here. Sudoku, this is a 4 going out. This is either a 1, 2, 3 or a 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 has to go to over here, meaning that the 4 needs to take the rest here. Whoops. Now the 8 needs to go down or to the left. Either way, the 3 goes in the other diagonal direction, meaning it blocks this. So we have our 5 fixed. Oh, the 3 is also fixed because it sees a 3 over here. That means the 8 takes the remaining cells over here. And there we have, I think that's our entire philomeno done, besides this little 3 region over there. So that's cool. That's like almost a third of the puzzle. This one's a 2, and these are either 2 or 1. Let's do this actually. Let's mark a 1-2 pair. Whoops. We have that we have the technology. Well, I guess in the top, we either have a 5 clue here or a 3 clue here. So in both cases, it would shade those cells, but that's really a non-consequential deduction. This 7 cell, it could not be a valid tapa clue because it's 7 on a border. So that means in the Yajilin, it's got to be unshaded. That actually does disambiguate these for us, because this has to be the 1 now. This has to be the 2. If this was an intended step in the puzzle, I'm actually that is actually pretty neat if that was intended. I feel like it's only one of the deductions you can make, but it's that's pretty cool. So we do have the fillomino done. And now with this too, we can make some more progress on the yajilin. It's gonna go like so. We're gonna have a shaded cell here. That means we get to copy this I I am bad at penpa help. We get to copy this one over here. That actually does mean we can't shade both of these cells in the tapa. So the 5 is restricted to this or that or anything in between, but either way these two cells get shaded. Oh yeah, because of these two unshaded cells, we also have this loop. Meaning that, I guess we can do a helper X here, that there's one shaded cell in this domino. For this 3 going down here, there are no other entries into this bottom right region. So if we do a shading like this, then there exist 3 entries. Same thing in this case. So what we need to do is have even entries by shading the top and the bottom here. That fixes the 2 clues we get in the bottom. Whoops, I still have helper X's selected. This line over here means we cannot shade this. That would cause a contradiction. Let's copy over these clues. That is a 4, a 3, and then this one above here is also a 3. That does give us those givens in the tapa. We've got some more here. Let's get the clues in these positions. That is 3, 2, 3, 6. Six clue is huge here. We get this basically. For the 3, it's either this, which goes here with the 2, or it's this, which goes here with the 2. So in both cases, we can actually unshade these. That means the 3 definitely takes these 2. That restricts our 3 over here. For this 3, we have that. Five could still go either way, right? Let's see what else we get in the yajilin. We have this corner now existing from the even 3 deduction. Let's fill that in. I guess a thing is also every cell we have like a confirmed shaded cell on in the tapa, that's a cell where we cannot place a clue. So all of these things next to the 6 here are unshaded in the yajilin. So we gotta unshade this. It's not really a lot, but it's something, right? This cell is the 3 clue here. It's next to the unshading here. That does give us something here. And we do need to fill in this 2 wide corner. Shaded cell here now, since we have 2 entries, this cell would create a 3rd entry here. This cell would create a 3rd entry here, so we actually need a shaded cell in this spot and draw the line like this so we do not have a 3rd entry into this little 2x3 region at the top. We have another 2 pocket in that place. This clue, porting that over, that is a 2. And that is actually completely satisfied here. Okay, we also don't have anything that feeds back, so that's fine. Let's see here. I don't think this cell over here can be shaded, right? Because it would give us this connection, and then this cell also needs to be part of a line, but that sort of creates its own self loop. So this is going to be the one that satisfies the 3 clue going down. That is a 3 going to the tapa, which does give us a little bit more unshaded stuff here. So neither of those is a shaded cell. That fixes the 2. This also fixes the 1. So copying those over, that's 5, 5, 2. Yeah. Okay, we can satisfy the 2 clue. Did I get that right? No, I think I broke something somewhere. Whoops. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. I accidentally unshaded cells I didn't need to. In the Yajilin, right. I can still have a shaded cell here or a shaded cell there. That's still fine. Let's do this properly. Right. Well, I did get a break when I shaded this cell. But yeah, I obviously cannot shade this cell because a line cannot pass through there. So this shaded cell is actually going to go one to the right of where I had it. Diagonally next to the 3 over here. That is a 4. Is that a 4? No, that's a 2, right? Yeah, that's a 2. And it's going to green all of that. Let's get a bit more line here. Yeah, shading this cell is going to cause 2 forced paths there. That's not going to fly. So this cell is shaded where here. I think that was our 5. if I remember correctly. Yeah. This 5. I just accidentally had this 2 instead of that 2. Now with this 5, we do have those cells being shaded. And I do think to connect this shaded area to the rest of the grid, yeah, we either need to go up or we need to go down. Both are still fine. Let's see if we can get the last little bit of Yajilin. Oh, we have a shaded cell that we need either in this position or in this position. We cannot shade something in that position because it's occupied by the shaded shape in the tapa. So the line moves up. That clue is going to be a 4. Interesting. This goes, this line goes over here because it can't connect this and make a self loop. This one, we still need to shade one of these. I see a problem if we shade the cell at the top. Like so. That would give us this line. Whoops, these are still marked as cell pairs. This line connection. Then we connect these two. And then we have nowhere to connect this little square down here. So that's not going to work. So we do. Oops, it's still blue. We can connect this a little bit more here. And in that spot, that is a 1 clue. Right, and more importantly than the 1 clue, this does block off the region over here. Meaning we have our 5 fixed, we have this 3 fixed, the 2's fixed, the 4's fixed, everything's fixed over here. This 3 either takes these 3 cells or these 3 cells to connect to the rest. We can keep going with the line here a bit. These 2 ends do not connect to each other. Now, this last bit here, I don't think we have any info here besides that this 3 clue here points down and needs 1 more. So we either have this and then that, or this and then that. Right? Because we need 2 more shaded cells here to make the diagonal parity work out. That would be either this 4 and this 3, or this 4 and this 2, if I'm seeing correctly. So one of these is not going to be able to work out in the tapa grid. I do believe that is also all of the clues we get for the tapa. So the rest should be fillable as is. Let's So that is not actually something I need to unshade. Maybe. So we do actually just end up with this connection here. Let me fix this surface real quick. Now we said we either had this case or that case, but in this case we have unshaded cells in these two positions and that bit at the top can't connect. So this ends up flowing to connect over here. That gives us the parity on here and there. Whew, I am so sorry about that last part. But we did manage to solve the fillomino-yajilin-tapa. All three of them done very nicely. I really like the deductions that you can make back and forth between the individual puzzles. But I'm not sure I did it in the intended way with some of the deductions, but they were still very nice to catch. And it is a very neat puzzle type here. Unfortunately, this is the Easter egg puzzle and I accidentally did break a few eggs, but it's all worth it for the mother of all omelets. Thank you so much for watching. I'll try to edit out the section where I mistranscribed stuff. Maybe like speed it up a bit. And yeah, bye-bye. Thank you for stopping by today.